asked me to show them how to paint on a computer. And so I thought, okay, I'll do a video giving a demonstration on how I approach painting on Photoshop. So come along and let's see what we can learn from that approach of painting. Totally different, but it's painting nonetheless. So let's check it out. I'm going to show you how we paint on computer using a simple ball, and you'll get the overall concept. So I'm going to start out with the circular shape here. I'll just simply punch in a color. This is a quicker way than just laying in the paint. I want to pick out my Magic Wand tool to isolate that color. That puts a protective edge around it, a marquee. And as I paint, it'll prevent things from going outside of that line. Now you don't necessarily have to do that. You can freehand paint it. We're going to keep it within that sphere just now. So I will pick a cool blue. And I'm going to use a narrow opacity, a less opacity. This allows me to see through the color as I'm laying it in. And let me pick a brush that will be easier for you to see me working. Here we go. Oops, didn't change the opacity for this one. It's about 30-something%, I'll make it 34%. And then I like to stroke it in generally because that gives me a feel that I'm actually painting. Narrowing it down. I'm going to pick, using my picker, that color there to be a transition color that I'm painting in. Little by little, you do some stroking to get the feel that you hope for. A little smaller. So it's building strokes on top of each other, as if I had a real paintbrush. I also like the random tones that happen as I'm painting. Trying to slowly bring those together to give my my ball effect, or my turn of values. That's a better way of putting it. It's a little more involving, this process. And now I'm going to narrow the opacity even further. So now we can see it less and take some of the stroking out. Just working it, thinking of it as paint, till I get the subtleties of blend that I would like to see, or that I feel a little better about. Now, of course, we can achieve this using an airbrush effect also. And that can soften some of this effect, but I don't want it to feel so airbrushy. That's why I choose to do it this way. but I can certainly come in and touch it up with the airbrush. And I say airbrush, not that it's an airbrush, but it has an airbrush effect to it, which is a softer blend of tones. But I like the irregularity of what I have here. And I'll give a little bit more up in this area. I'm going to go around to that side. And I can actually blur it a little bit with the filter. And that will give me even less strokes if I choose. Now I'm going to lighten it up a little more. Right in here. Go a little darker on my opacity. There we go. That gives me a little more yellow. Now I'm going to lighten that up a slight bit. That's my hot spot. And I do my picker right in here to touch the color to allow for some of the transitional elements to happen easier. I don't always have to go to my color chart. Now I'll go slightly whitish to give my final highlight. I'll pick the white straight from here to give a hot spot. And there's my ball. Let's say if I did choose an airbrush or a simulated soft round brush, it's more accurate. And so I would take that color and go a little darker with it. And I could sweep across with it here. And now I like to do a reflective color. Let's say there's some red off somewhere. I'll go back to, I could do it as a quick airbrush stroke, like so. And I can be done. Or I can stroke it with my hard brush. If I want to maintain that texture feeling. There we go. Working that in stroke by stroke. Want to be consistent here. I want to add a little more light to that. There we go. and stroke that in. The idea is to get you to see how you apply the painting process. I can, for better transition, a little less opacity. Sheet a little bit lighter. So that's how I would paint a simple ball. In the future, we'll show you how to do other things. That's it for now. So there you have it. Painting on a computer. Totally different tool to utilize. So hopefully we'll improve in that area as well. I'm going to do future videos on how we can paint on a computer. So see you next time, and give me a like if you can learn something.